When I make videos, I'm generally out in the morning. And the reason is that I like to get my activities for the day done in the morning and then relax in the evening. But also with these cameras that we have these days, these cameras that we use for vlogging, they don't really do well in the dark. But a commenter, a viewer of the channel by the name of TNT Retired, has recently requested that I do more walk and talk videos at night. And I think it's a great idea. I mean, I haven't really done that many of them. And it sort of means that you don't get to see everything that you might otherwise see. So tonight, I'm walking down the main street of Sanur at night, show you around, see what the nightlife is like, see if it's busy or not. It's gotten busier over the past couple of weeks for sure. I wonder if that main street at night is busy. So let's get stuck in. I'm starting off here at a place called Pasar Senggol. Pasar Senggol, that's a generic term in Indonesia for a really sort of small market. Senggol is a word which means to bump into someone. So if you are tersenggol, you are bumped into. And the ter part of it is like an accidental thing. Yeah, someone accidentally bumped into you. So this is what we have here. It's a food market. And it's on the other side of the bypass from the main part of Sanur. And it's my favourite food market in Sanur. I know other people have other favourites. This is my favourite place. The reason is mainly because of Longley Warung, Thailand, which does incredible Thai street food. And then this place over here, which is Warung Nang Ayan, which does satay babi, really amazing satay babi at Nang Ayan. But there's also other places here, other warungs that are doing things like babi, guling and satays and all sorts of different things. Very popular place. So if you're looking for local food that's quite authentic, even like local Thai food that is quite authentic, quite good value, not massive portions, so it's sort of a little bit more snacky sizes, definitely come here, especially if you don't want a restaurant meal again, you know, it's just a great place. So definitely keep that in mind. I'll show you where it is in relation to the rest of town. You can walk here if you're sort of staying in the northern end of town. So I'll show you. So the lights for McDonald's are just down there. You can just see them in the distance, yeah? The name of the road is Jalan Danau Buyan. You'll notice a lot of place names around Sanur have the word Danau in them. Danau means lake. And most of those lakes relate to actual lakes in Indonesia. Like Jalan Danau Tumblingan is a lake in the north of Bali. Jalan Danau Toba, or Danau Toba, is a lake in North Sumatra. So they have real place name relevance. The footpaths in this part of town are still the old school ones, but they're in pretty good condition. But they're not like the ones in the main part of town, which are quite slick now and allow you to get a lot of speed up. In that main part of town, like, I can walk from one end to the other pretty quickly, like half an hour, that sort of time, less than. Like if I get a bit of speed up, I can really speed along that whole main street path. It's just so smooth and doesn't really have too many trip hazards, so that's really handy. Irrespective of that, most people are going to get to that place with a cab, because a cab's only going to cost you a couple of bucks. Especially when you see this intersection, trying to get across here is a bit of a nightmare. Even though there are lights, you just got to be careful, you know. Don't just charge across because you've got a green light. You've got to have a good look. So I've got into the middle of the road, but over that side there is no green or red man. So you take your life in your hands. I'm going to do it here and just zip across. Here we go, and we're across. Yeah, that's probably why you'll catch a cab, because you have to get a bit of a jog up to get across that thing. It's just pretty typical here in Indonesia. You've got to learn how to manage those roads. That's the McDonald's there on the corner of the bypass. Across the road is a place called Warung Kembang. They do like Chinese, Indonesian food, really good food at a really good price. A lot of people love that place. At the moment, it's quite busy over there. It's just a little place over there. The word kembang is an interesting word. It means flower in Indonesian, but you don't use it so often because it's more of a poetic word. The other word that people use for flower is bunga. That's a really sort of common word that you use for flower, but if you're sort of speaking a little bit more poetically, you'll say kembang. You can even have kembang api, which is a firework, firecrackers. And it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? That fire is the word for api, so api is the word for fire, and then obviously flower, fire. Sort of makes sense, doesn't it? A lot of words like that in Indonesian. Actually, a lot of the restaurants that you see around the place, like this Warung Kembang, actually have meanings to them. They're not just random words, they actually mean something. So that's just the flower warung, the flower place, the flower eatery. Oh, there's something being built there. I wonder what that is. Something sort of being renovated. Yeah. Anyway, we're onto the main road now anyway. So that road down there, that's the road down to Segara, Pantai Segara. So we're at the northern end of Sanur at the moment. The path is beautiful up here and we'll get a bit of pace up. This is traditionally a little bit of a quieter end of town. Anything sort of north of Pantai Sindhu, which is just up here, is a little bit quieter. So it's not surprising that there are no other people walking along this stretch of road yet. And it's not where the greatest concentration of places to eat is anyway. Nice little place at Warung Kembang. If you want to try masakan Padang, the food from the city of Padang in West Sumatra, try that place. Good place. Very, very authentic. Places like that place over there, that's Mushroom Espresso, which I would go to, you know, in the morning or in at lunchtime. Closed for dinner. Makes sense, doesn't it? The different sorts of places are open at night. So I'm around here at about 20 past 7, half past 7 at night. So it should be prime time for most of the eating going on around here, and perhaps the bars will sort of start firing up. That'll give us a good indication of whether it's still quiet here in Sanur or whether things have picked up a little bit. My feeling on that beachfront path when I go for a run in the mornings is that things have picked up substantially over the past few weeks, substantially. That still hasn't sort of been borne out in what I'm seeing here on the main road yet at night. We'll see. Jimmy's Bar, very popular sports bar, that one. A lot of people love Jimmy's, look at that, beautiful. You can get some sort of pub type food there, local staples or international food as well. And of course, beers and a bit of sports on the TV too. Now that's the road there down to Pantai Sindhu. That's called Jalan Pantai Sindhu, funnily enough. Lots of cool stuff down there, lots of good eating down there. That road down there has a few good restaurants down it, including Warung Saro, which has some of the best pork satay you'll ever want to eat. You might remember about a month ago, I got quite sick. It was like a cold or some sort of viral infection. And I got over that and started sort of getting back into the swing of things. But I got sick again about 2 weeks ago. And that sickness was an odd one. It felt like a cold. It was actually after I got back from Lombok. On the boat, on the way back from Lombok, there was a kid racing around the boat, but just coughing and spluttering without covering their mouth. And it was just, at the time I was thinking, oh geez, this is going to be dangerous if this, if this kid's sort of doing that inside this boat. Anyway, I did get sick after that, but it was a weird sickness. Like, it was a really odd one. And normally you get over these things in time, but this lingered around as a sore throat only with no other cold symptoms for about 10 days. All right, just want to sort of pause here. So that's Jalan Pungutan. Lots of good stuff to eat down there, including Warung Kembang and then Mama Tapas, which you have to go and try. Really good sort of Spanish tapas food. And then the Sindhu night market is down there. I'll actually just duck in there quickly just to show you. I won't go through all the stalls, but just to give you an idea of what the difference is between the one I've just been to and then this one here, which is a lot more popular, I guess, probably because it's more central. While we walk down there, I'll just tell you about that sore throat thing. Well, that sore throat was lasting for 10 days. Now, I actually nicked across, even though you might not have seen it because I didn't film anything, I actually nicked across to Hong Kong recently. And I picked up some antibiotics while I was there because I suspected I had something like strep throat or something like that. Took those antibiotics and just cleared it right up. So I've been sick a couple of times recently here, which is odd for me. Okay, here's the night market. Here's what it looks like. Like, this is the real deal local food. Like, of course, a lot of visitors to Bali come here as well, but locals primarily are the customers here. Yeah. This is the real sort of street food. All throughout Indonesia, you'll have little places like this. It won't be a market so much. It'll just be a part of town where...
Hey, you may be following you.
You can't say hello without being on camera.
Oh, gosh. Hey, Adam.
Hello, what's your name?
Arena.
Arena?
Grant.
Nice to see you, mate.
We thought we might bump into you.
Yeah, I'm just cruising around. I actually don't go out at night much, but I'm doing a video now
Wow.
at night just to sort of show the other side of Sanur at night.
Yeah.
We'll be watching you for...
Yeah, we've been
Oh,
binging
wow.
on you.
Have ya? All right, thank you, Arena and Grant. Grant's got a bit of South African in him, so we've got to say Grant, or like South Australians say Grant as well, don't they?
Right, yes, they're the posh ones.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. See ya. Bye. All right. Walking through this night market again. So basically all the classic Indonesian things that you'd get from a gerobak or a food cart are here. This is a good little stall. This is martabak here. You can often, I don't know if they've always got it, but you've sometimes got the sweet one and the savoury one. Martabak's like a pancake, local style pancake. The sweet one's a bit like a crumpet with whatever toppings you want. And the savoury one's more like an Indian style. It's got some sort of herbs and spices in there. Pancake with veggies and meat in it. That's basically what we're talking about. All right, continue on. If I don't kick on here, I'm going to spend all of this episode in the northern end of town, so we'll get going and see what it's like, see if it's busy. That was actually quite busy down there at that night market, which was a little bit surprising actually. Good thing about these footpaths is that at night, you've got less chance falling into a hole than what you used to have. Like you've got little manhole covers and stuff, but they seem to be pretty safe and pretty stable. I actually still don't step on them just as a matter of like habit, and I don't ride over the top of them when I'm riding along the road. You'll notice a lot of locals avoid them too. Those manhole covers will generally be great until they're not. So they'll get replaced when one of them collapses. And if you're the person that it collapses on, you're in all sorts of trouble. That was really interesting speaking to Arena and Grant. They were just saying that the state of politics in Australia is sort of, it's like a open warfare where the community is quite divided, and just talking about politics is really, just feels so bad. And I've talked about it before on the channel, is that one of the things about living here is that I almost never encounter politics or talk about it. And it's just one of these things that releases a lot of anxiety. I think we sometimes when we talk about these really contentious issues that we've really invested in, like politics or religion, we can sometimes feel like we're going to war when we discuss them. But Bali just doesn't lend itself to that sort of thing. I love it here. I feel relaxed. Over the moon is a cafe, and it's quiet at night, which is, sort of makes sense. So that is a busy cafe during the day, so unsurprising that it's sort of a bit quiet at the moment. Okay, we're coming up to Warung Little Bird, which is always packed, always got live music on. Have a look here as we walk past. Look at this, really busy. Unreal, eh? People love that place. I knew it was going to be packed before I even got there. It always is. So predictably, the area around the Icon Mall is quite busy. People are coming from all around Bali, locals mainly, to go to that place. That's just a really popular place for locals to go and hang out near the beach. Some really good shops in there. I don't really like the Icon, and I've said it today to actually a viewer of the channel I met earlier. And as that viewer said, you always end up in the mall. Like, for some reason, there's always something there that you end up there for, and you go, hate this place, but I'm there anyway. Well, I'm just going to cut through to the beach, but you end up there anyway, so it is very popular. All right, Sanur's most famous proyek mangkrak. Look at it, still as mangkrak as ever. So Kaluma has quite a good crowd in there. They've got live music now, and that for a long time was very quiet, but now it's gotten a bit busier, and I'm really happy to see that, because there's nothing worse than seeing new businesses open up and see that they don't succeed, and that seems like it is succeeding now, which is really nice. So we're outside of the Tanjung Sari and the Besaki Beach Hotel, and along this sort of section here, hello.
Hello.
How you going, buddy?
What's your name?
Ian.
Nice to meet you, Ian.
Yeah, I've watched your podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
YouTube channel.
What's your name?
Jane.
I'm Adam.
There you go, mate.
Yeah, all right.
Learned a lot from your video.
Thank you, mate. I really appreciate you saying hello.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank
you,
you.
mate.
See ya. Bye-bye. Yeah, I was just about to say before I bumped into those guys, but there's a little bit quiet down here to what I would normally expect. Yeah, it's interesting because the thing is, Sanur has been quieter this year than normal. Like, there's just no doubt about it. You can see it. Now, whether that's borne out in the numbers, I don't know, but you'd have to say so. What a lot of people are saying is because of the Iran war and the cost of airfares from Europe to here has gone through the roof. You can still get here, but are you willing to pay the money that they're sort of asking, the airlines are asking, and are you willing to risk getting stuck in somewhere like Qatar or something like that? That's the problem. So it has been quiet. It feels quiet now, to be honest. Doesn't feel dead. It doesn't feel as quiet as it did before, but it feels pretty quiet. You know, that whole subdued feeling is here. So that's, sorry, I just passed that. It's called Mona Lisa. I don't want to go and stick my camera in people's faces. Mona Lisa is very popular. People love that place. So if you want to go and get a good meal, apparently Mona Lisa is the place to go. That's what everyone tells me. I've never been there. All right, the Wicked Parrot going off tonight. Live music's on. And then that looks pretty full, actually. Pretty full. Like, really good. So that's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because sometimes you're saying, oh, that is a dead area, but then the restaurants are full. Yeah, that's a little bit interesting, isn't it? Because the streets are not that busy, but you get the odd place like that's pretty full. Yeah, so it's not as dead as what we were thinking, is it? Okay, Casablanca, live music place and bar type situation. There's no music on at the moment, and there are very few customers there at the moment, which is a little bit sad. Three Monkeys is always pretty popular. It is fairly busy at the moment. Always popular, Three Monkeys. One of the big names here in Sanur. Yeah, I reckon that'd be a good one to go to. I've actually never been to it. I've never been to Three Monkeys, even though it's so popular. Here we go, we've got someone calling out, and now we don't want to be on camera, but...
We've had too many cocktails.
Oh, this is the star of the show here. I'm going in.
We're actually flying out tonight.
Are ya?
Tonight.
Oh, nice.
Just had a cocktail.
No, we've had a whole pub. So we've been here for 16 nights, and this is probably the most we've been at Rank.
Is it? What's your name?
Darren.
Nice to meet you, Darren. What's your name?
Yolanda.
Yolanda. Nice to meet you guys. Good, good, good. All right, thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adam. Very
Thanks,
good.
Yolanda.
Good to meet you.
You too. See you next time.
Yeah, we're surprised.
On your hunt.
We're surprised we haven't ran into you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll see you on your 121st time.
Correct. See you later.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Say hello to Sue.
I will. There you go. Some Bali tragics like us all love it, don't you? All right, this is a good place here. This is the retro. Sometimes we talk about the Bali tragics, and not all of us are Bali tragics, but a lot of us are. And a lot of us get sucked into it because it is the place that we love to come to. Now, those guys were saying they don't want to live here, they don't need to live here, but they want to come here a lot. They love it. They love to move around and just enjoy the place. And I think there's a lot of people like that as well, where it's just like a second home to them. And yeah, why not? Why not? And Sanur especially, just such a relaxed place. Have a few drinks. They're going for the pork ribs down there. Beautiful. I think I blew past about 5 different places there that I was going to mention. Places like that Terrace place, and then Retro Kitchen also back there, which are pretty popular. We're pretty central in town now. Swastika Bungalows is fairly central. So if you're sort of staying anywhere around here, it's really, really central. A really good place to stay. Doesn't mean it's the only place to stay, because I think it's great to stay north and south as well. But if you're sort of looking for the central area, this is about it. Some good eateries around here as well. One of my favourite little places called Warung Rainbow. Small little place in there. Only got like, I think 3 or 4 tables in there. That's a good little place, that one. They do Indonesian food, cheap, but the flavour is to the max. Yeah, really love it. Well, I was just thinking about this footpath again, and I was thinking about the Indonesian word, which is actually trotoar. Trotoar. It's actually hard to say with that accent. Like, if you want to say it without any rolled R, just say trotoar. Yeah. Okay, this is Nessa Combi coming up here, which has always got live music, usually pretty popular up here on the right. Let's have a look. There you go. Pretty big crowd in at the moment. Pretty popular spot, that is, for live music and beers, basically. That's what you're going there for. There are a few places like that in town, and sometimes the bands rotate around to different places as well. So if you're into your live music, you're probably best off doing a bit of research before you settle in too long here to know where the bands are playing on which nights. One of the things I've been thinking about recently is with Indonesian language. A lot of people are watching the videos and trying to learn a little bit of Indonesian language while I cruise around the place, basically. And it's very difficult to learn everything you need to learn just from watching the videos. Of course, you're going to learn some things. But one thing I would suggest that a lot of people do is to think of all the verbs, all the doing words that you might need to know. Like ride, walk, run, eat. All those words, think of all of those and try and translate them and learn those on your own. It's a really good way to make sentences. If you've got a heap of those doing words, those verbs, you can then create so many more sentences. That's a good place for live music across there. Ulu Thai. So I'll just describe that a little bit. So when you use the word I, you, he, she, and then you use a verb, you've got half a sentence. Like, he eats meat. He does not eat meat. That sort of stuff. That's where we're getting at. So think of all the verbs that you use in daily life. The word use, yeah? Really useful. Does, he does this, you know? Will do this. That's Takisa, great Mexican there. Not so many people in there at the moment. I've actually eaten there already today. I actually got takeaway delivered to my house, and now I'm walking past. It's a bit stupid, but that's just what I did. One of the great ways to combine things with verbs is to say want. So I want to eat. I want to walk. I want to go. Yeah, I want to see. I want to experience. Really useful. I'm just passing through the dead zone now. It's a lot brighter than it used to be. It used to be so dark through here, but now they've done up the footpaths and got those new lighting in there. So much better. Again, it's still dead. That's where I've been told they're going to put those apartments in. I mean, I get told so many things on this channel about what's going to happen in Sanur, and like sometimes they happen and sometimes they don't. So I don't know if the apartments really are going in there, but that's what I've been told. And that was probably someone was told that by someone else. So it's one of those things. The more I bump into people through this channel, the more I sort of understand how everyone has their own special relationship with this place, which is quite incredible because of course people love other countries as well. They love Vietnam, they love Thailand. But that special relationship that they have with those countries is not really the same as it is here in Bali. For me, it's not just Bali, it started with Bali. And it's now Indonesia. And I think it could be like that for a lot of people as well. We all start with that love of Bali, but actually what we really love is Indonesia, and we just don't know it yet because we have only sort of experienced Bali. But I think once you start traveling a little bit further outside of Bali, you start to understand that all of the Indonesians are really nice people. It's the friendliest people in the world, and you can have a great time anywhere. Of course, there are some really nice things here in Bali that make it unique. Culture. The developed nature of it is a lot more developed here than most of Indonesia. That sort of makes it a nice holiday spot. But if you've got more time on your hands, you can really have a great time in other parts of Indonesia as well. A lot of you have noticed in recent times that I've been bumping into a lot more people than I used to. There is a reason for that. I mean, I'm going out at times where there are more people around in more recent times as well. Before I actually tried to avoid it a little bit so that I could get my video out and not really speak to too many people. And there is a bit of a reason to that, and that's mainly because it's all quite new to me. This whole YouTube thing is quite new to me, and having people come up to you on the street is quite strange, honestly. I mean, I'm getting used to it, and that's why I'm sort of putting a lot more people in the videos these days. So I actually enjoy meeting people on the street like that. I quite enjoy it. So if you do see me, say hello, like no problem. All right, we're out of the dead zone now, just past Salah Cafe. This is Uno Ristorante, so it's an Italian restaurant. I don't even know that place. Is that new? I don't know. I can't remember that name actually. It's all of a sudden feeling a little bit more busy down here. So because that sort of dead zone there outside the Hyatt Regency is a long section, it seems to break up the crowd. So there's a few more people down this southern end of town. This is actually a pretty popular end of town as well. Down near Massimo's, roundabout, that sort of thing. Getting back to the story of what I was talking about with meeting people, I'm often getting a lot of requests to meet up with people face to face, sort of like a one-on-one meet up, and I can't really do it. Very rarely can I do it because I don't really have time to meet everyone. That's about it. You know, like I get a lot of requests like daily, and I just can't do it. I'm really sorry about that. But if you see me on the street, say hello. So this place, Santorini, I really like that place for Greek food. So if you're hankering for some Greek food while you're in Bali, it's a good little place there. It's just packed tonight. My God, that is packed. Incredible. That's where all your people are down this end of town. While we're on the theme of things being busy or not, or busy or quiet, the word for busy is ramai here in Indonesia. And Massimo's is quite busy at the moment. All these people waiting to get their ice cream. We'll zoom past here. Really, really busy. They used to be packed with motorbikes out the front, but it's not anymore. You're not allowed to park there anymore. If it's not busy, the opposite of busy, which is quiet, is sepi. It's a really useful word. Sepi and ramai, they're two really, really good words that you use all the time here in Indonesia. If You can even talk about the roads being sepi or ramai as well. That word busy you got to be careful of. In English, we use the word busy to mean if I'm busy, that's a different word in Indonesian. If I'm busy, I'm sibuk. But if the general environment is busy, that's ramai. All right, we're at the southern roundabout here. So that road down there, that's Jalan Kesulbasari. It goes down to the beach, down to Semawang, Pantai Semawang, southern roundabout. You can go down there. There's even more stuff down there you can eat. Down there, hotels, places to eat, lots of bars. Just everything here in Sanur, and it's looking pretty good tonight. It's a little bit quieter than it normally would be at this time of year, but it's not dead for sure. I'm seeing a lot of the restaurants have a lot of customers, which is really positive as well. It's just that there's not that many people walking up the main road. Thanks for coming along for the ride today, and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. I'll catch you next time, and sampai jumpa.